Hi guys, welcome to Beauty on Monday, where we do bomb things on a Monday. So today we're gonna do something a little bit different. We're doing a get ready with me from start to finish. We are doing hair and makeup, and actually this is gonna be a two-part series. So if you're interested in seeing how I got this look, this is my little Drake and Migos look. So this is, you know, it's what I'm gonna be giving for tonight. Please stay tuned. But don't forget to subscribe and like the video. Yeah, stay tuned.
So jumping right into it, we are starting with fresh, clean skin. Yes, giving you glass-like skin vibes. I am using the Too Faced Prime and Peachy primer. I really like this. I haven't bought a full size in this just yet. I did just get a trial size or a travel size, but I will say it definitely does blur the skin. It does have some mattifying effects, but not too matte. I'm not really a matte, like dry down kind of foundation girl, so this gives me just the right amount of blur. So I'm just gonna take that and smooth it all over my skin. On to our foundation. I am using the Too Faced Born This Way foundation in the color Brûlée. So I have to say, even before the hype, even before the extended shade range, I was already a Too Faced user. I use the color Caramel in the winter time, which I'm neutral to golden. So Brûlée is a new shade that was curated by Jackie Aina, and this is actually the perfect neutral summer shade for me. I love this foundation. It's my absolute favorite. So I'm just going to take this and apply it all over my skin with this foundation brush from Sephora. Now, I usually like to go back in with a cosmetic sponge. I'm using this one by Real Techniques, and it is damp, so I usually just go in and sort of blot that in just to give it a really flawless sort of like smooth look. This really makes a difference, guys. It gets those brush lines out and it blends everything perfectly. This is definitely a step I do not skip. Next up, I'm going to be priming my lids with my Too Faced Born This Way Super Coverage Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer in the color Warm Beige. I'm just going to take a little dot over each lid just to prep them for my shadow. I've been doing this thing where I normally would do my brows first, but I've been living on the edge, so I'll do brows later. I'm going to be using the Urban Decay Born to Run palette, and the first shade I'm going to go for is the color Tilt. This is a soft, I guess like a brown, I don't know, it's a soft color, great transitional color, and I'm just going to go right into my crease and a bit above my crease and just blend that out. So I actually feel like this is one of the most important like steps in building your shadow. Like, you want to have a great transitional color to start off with, and you want it to be even. I have like just really weird eyelids. You see how it's just kind of looks uneven at times, so I have to make a special effort just to make sure that it's nice and sort of rounded or even. The product's even on both sides and it's balanced. Creating this foundation is really going to help me and sort of guide me through the rest of my shadow building process. Next up, I'm going to be going with the color Jet, and I am going to be basically sweeping this. It's like a black, it's not a jet black, but it's a real pretty sort of silvery black, and I'm just going to be sweeping this all over the lid. This is going to serve as a nice dark base for my next shade. So when you're doing this, you want to make sure that you blend properly. You don't want to see that line. We're not going for a cut crease, so I want to make sure that everything is blended. And usually at this point, I have multiple brushes in my hand, just sort of swapping in, layering on product, blending product, and just trying to get everything to look as blended and as smooth and pretty as possible. Next up, I'm going to take a flat shadow brush and I'm going to be going with the color Drift. This is one of my favorite shadows on the palette. It is like I can't even really describe it. All I know is it had flecks of pink in it, and I love that on top of the black. It looks so bomb. My gosh. And the color payoff is amazing. I mean, just look at that. So you basically just want to take this shadow and pack it all over your lid with that brush. Eventually, we're going to go back in and blend. Moving on to highlight and conceal, I'm going to be using my Born This Way multi-use sculpting concealer in the color Warm Beige, the same one that I used to prime my lid. And I'm just going to do this under eye, and I like to do a touch around my smile lines. Next up, I'm going to be using Peach Perfect by Too Faced, and this is the setting powder that I'm going to use to set that foundation and concealer. This is my absolute favorite setting powder, much better than Laura Mercier. When I tell you your makeup will not move, it won't move. It smells good and it tastes good. Next up, I'm going to take this flat, stiff liner brush and I'm going to just line my lower lash with the exact colors that I used on my lids. Starting with that lighter transitional shade, the brown shade, I'm just going to lightly dust this across the lower lash line. I'm going to follow that with the Jet, which was the dark black, and then go on top of that with the color Drift. And we're just going to take that and go from the outer corner and go towards sweep that towards your inner corner. Next, I'm going to be contouring with the color Truffle from the Fenty Beauty contour sticks. And as you can see, I always contour my cheeks. I don't really contour my nose, but I do like to pop a little under my lip just to make my lips look a little bit more pouty. Next up, I'm going to be prepping my lashes to apply my falsies. I am going to apply my lashes off camera, but the mascara does help to sort of separate your lashes and helps them to blend a little bit easier with your falsies. While I'm waiting for my lash glue to stiffen a bit, I am going to apply Breakaway in my tear duct with a small sort of detail brush. Just taking that and applying it right in the tear duct and right just maybe like a quarter of the way along the lower lash line. Moving on to powder contour, I'm going to be using this Nars Contour in Casino. I sort of double fist because I like my contour and blush and highlight to blend very well. So a lot of times will have a couple brushes in my hand again, so I can swap them out and blend them as needed. I'm just going to take that contour and go right in my cheeks and around my top of my forehead. Next, I'm going to be grabbing my NYX blush in the color Cinnamon, and I'm going to dust this lightly across my cheeks. Guys, do you ever just stop and look in the mirror and do a quick face check? That's exactly what I'm doing here. Finally, we are down to our highlighter. I'm using this one by Bobbi Brown, and it is in the color Bronze Glow. Now, I normally just highlight all the regular highlighting parts, the tops of your cheekbones, around your temples, your nose, obviously forehead. But I like to take a little bit on my fingers and dust it right across my Cupid's bow and right on the tip of my nose and in my inner corners of my eyes, just for a little added pop. We are going to complete this look with some lippies and liners. I am using this liner by NYX in the color Ever. And I'm just going to take this and line my lips.
We're going to use the color Nicki's Nude. This is by MAC. I'm using this for my lip color. I love this. It is a cream finish with a little matte edge to it, but I'm actually gonna put a gloss over it. And this concludes part 1 of my Get Ready With Me. Join me next week as we tackle this hair. Take care.